This is December 3rd, 2022, Saturday, 2 days after Daniel from Clayton Homes of Waycross, Georgia, came out here with his other technician, repairman, and they just did some repairs. I'm just going over some of the things that they did do that look right. They cut those trim off. They might have even done the whole piece. I wasn't here to see it, but I know that the pieces aren't broken anymore, which I'm happy about. Same over here. Okay, so that got done. Now, the pieces over here on the side, right side, were replaced. They go all the way into the trim. There's no more holes. There was a hole here at one point, one midway. But the problem is you got still one panel that hasn't been replaced, Emma. So I'm just showing you. That got missed. You can see there's a hole still remaining in this last panel that they never replaced. Okay, the rest of it looks good. And as you come around the back, okay, holes are gone. They did all the panels all the way up. Looks fantastic. Looks good, Emma. And then, of course, off to the side there was a dimple coming through the wall where a screw was pulling out, and they replaced that panel as well. So everything on this back end looks great. The only discrepancy is that last hole or panel that they did not replace, that they overlooked. You can see I had to go up there and put caulking just to keep the water from coming in. But I shouldn't have to do that for a $110,000 mobile home. I've been very patient. It's been since May, and I've been waiting a long time to get these repairs done. And finally getting to where they're getting done. So we'll come in here and we'll examine the ceilings here. And I think Daniel did a good job, Emma. It looks like they did a good job. Everything's covered, nicely blended in. I'm just glad the holes are filled in. There was actually 3 cracks on this ceiling. And that is completed. And the only thing is, of course, they could have done a little bit better of a job with this blending in, because of, as you can see, this, you can definitely tell it was patched. I think he was having a little trouble getting it to blend and pucker it out till it looks like both sides, which you can see there's a trail where it was repaired. For the most part, it looks okay. I'll leave that up to you, because I don't know, I have to ask my wife too, because she has a lot to say. She's paying for this mobile home. I put $21,000 down on it. We worked hard for our money, as you well know, and like I said, there's some discrepancy here still. He tried to fill it in with this. You can see that's not hiding. That looks like crap. And I also took some pictures of it. Coming around here, the only other discrepancy is you can't plug anything in here unless it's just permanent, because if you unplug and put a plug in here, it pulls right out, the whole thing. I don't know why Clayton Homes can't find a way to anchor that. Here, I just told him to clean it, and he cleaned it, and it looks okay. You know, it'll pass. I'm a fair person, you know. And your contractor did a beautiful job on this shower enclosure. I'm very happy, Emma, for what they did with this enclosure. You got some good people. And Daniel's a good guy too. I mean, him and his friend there that came here. And I think that overall they did a pretty good job. And I just wish it wasn't so noticeable along here. It just should have been puckered better. But I don't even know if that can be fixed. The main thing here, Emma, is the little cubby over here, this whole area, this formica. That's still unacceptable. It's damaged. You can see it. He couldn't hide it because It may be a similar color, but the texture is definitely there where you can see it. It's just, in fact, it's more noticeable now than it was before, because now it's all shiny. Okay, so Friday, you know, it's an unfortunate thing that you hung up on me. Okay, but the main thing is that by law and by right, okay, he gave me this Bill of Rights, okay, but I signed 2 documents that I want copies of. Okay, my signature is on there, which means I own those copies. And I have a right to get copies. And when you told me yesterday that I'm not allowed to have copies of what I signed, you know, you have to admit that sounds, you know, kind of suspicious and nefarious. And then you said something about legality behind it. Well, let me put it this way. The Federal Trade Commission and normal business practices, proper protocol and etiquette is to always give a person a copy of what they signed. And I was nice about it, and you hung up on me. And so at no further ado, I'm taking it further and get some action done on those copies, because you have no right to deny me those copies, okay? That is just ludicrous. I've never seen it in the industry. I'm almost 65 years old. I'm a veteran of the armed forces. And it's funny, it says Bill of Rights. Well, guess what? I served my country to protect yours and everybody else's Bill of Rights in the Constitution, okay? And that means that I get treated fairly and in a respectful way and never hang up on anybody. And I didn't like that. That wasn't very nice. And you did it on both my wife and I. And my wife was standing there hearing the whole conversation. It was all on speaker. She also intervened as well to express her feelings about the situation. A simple, just send a PDF copy of the sign-off. I was kind of in a moment of hurriness because I couldn't stay here during the completion of the job. I have another company that I run, and a manufacturing company, and I just didn't have time to stay here. But when he pushed those forms in front of me, I honestly thought you guys would give me copies. So that, to me, is not going to fly. I'm not done with this, Emma. Okay, so I want copies, and whatever your company policy is, if I'm not being treated fairly as a customer, which that doesn't sound like I'm being treated fairly, and I called a distributor in the Waycross area, and he, I believe his name might have been Patrick, a real nice guy, and he gave me some numbers to call, and I just want to get treated fairly. I think anybody else would want copies of what they signed. Okay, I don't think it's a big deal, and it's not right that, you know, you guys take our money and then for whatever weird reasons, and I'm hoping it's not nefarious, but you have to admit, it's very suspicious when you don't want to give copies, and the next thing you were telling me something about the legality. What legality are we talking about? Just give us copies, and that's all we ask for, just copies of what we sign. My signature is on there, okay? And without this going viral, which, you know, if I don't get my way, it will go viral, okay? And your name will be mentioned, just to let you know, okay? You seemed okay up to this point, and then all of a sudden you get so rude with us that you hung up on us. Never hang up on a customer. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I was monotone, just like I am now. And all you had to do is say, Mr. Garland, I'm going to see what I can do to take care of it, and not just pass the buck in saying that someone's calling us on Monday, which will be the same Shamil. Just don't hang up on us, that's all. There's a better way of doing business than hanging up on a customer that paid $110,000 for a mobile home that's been waiting since May to have all these things done to this mobile home, which I didn't build it. I would have done better. Okay, oh, by the way, they did a good job replacing this. Finally, the door shuts. We're now getting hot water, so I'm happy with that. But for what we paid, this mobile home was not worth it, okay? But that's neither here nor there at this point. We bought it. I'm paying a $850 mortgage on it because I put a lot of money down. And, you know, it's overweight all the way around. I just want to be treated right. And like I said, it's been since May. It is now December. And finally, some of these things are getting done. But in closure, just give us copies of what I signed, okay? Because, you know, I don't want to take this further. And I'm not here to hurt anybody's reputation. I just want to be treated like a human being and with a level of respect that I deserve. I've been very patient. Emma Kinsella of Waycross, Georgia. I've been very patient. Please give us the respect and don't ever hang up on anyone. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't name calling. I was being very good with my, you know, the way I talk to you with respect. I just expect the same in return. Okay? Thank you.